One of the most searched word in YouTube today is Meteor versus Highness. You will find thousands of videos comparing the two new 350cc bikes on road from Royal Enfield and Honda. In this video, we are trying to stay away from those comparisons and giving you a direct feedback from somebody who have used Royal Enfield bikes for last 17 years, starting from a 1996 model Bullet Deluxe for 12 years, and from there upgrading to a Bullet 500 for next 2 years. Then after that again changing to Himalayan for another 2 years, then taking break from bikes for around 1.5 years, and after that buying the new CB350 Highness. So let me try to give you quick 3 facts that makes each of these bike different from Highness. So first one is Bullet 350, the old classic 350 Bullet. It is always a legendary design, have not changed till now. Very comfortable for riding, less vibration when you compare to the new classics and other bikes. Easy going, you can take the entire family in that. It will take even 4 or 5 people at a time. You can see all Indian Army stunts happening on those bikes. Challenges you face with them, you cannot overtake in today's roads because it will take a lot of time to overtake. Loss of power from engine to the tires. So because of the separate gearbox and separate engine cabinets, when the power has been moved from engine to the gearbox and from there till the wheel, you lose around 2 to 3 bhp power actually on road, which was a major challenge with that old Bullet. And your third issue is of course maintenance. You cannot maintain and move it too much, because during my 12 years of use I must have done complete overhauling by spending 40 to 50,000 rupees 2 times. That is very much required. Every 5 years you need to do a overhauling on that bike. So now from there to Bullet 500. Bullet 500 is a powerful machine. It takes you like a rocket when you compare with any 350, and very good for your long drives. Challenges, it is the old carburetor model. You don't have reliability after 2 years. I have used it for 2 years. After 2 years, it started showing challenges when I am driving it around. It is not giving me comfort even as my old 350. So power is great, look is great, sound is great, low end torque is awesome. But managing that bike, if you have to move it from a parking space to the road, you need at least 3 people to help you with that. It's very difficult for you to manage, and not a practical bike in today's age. Next one was Himalayan. Awesome bike with great position to ride. Probably out of the 3, the least back ache I had from Himalayan. Even if when I am doing a 200, 300 kilometers ride, I felt like I am just getting out from my car rather than from a bike, because that comfortable was the ride. Your position is great so that you can even see above a car in front of you during your drive or in your traffic. Great bike to stand and drive. So if you are in a traffic, if you want to just stand up on your bike and see what is happening ahead, you can see the entire line and you can see the gaps and you can take the bikes through that. Great bike for off-roading. None of the other bikes could take off-roading, and it goes without any question about Himalayan, because that is why Himalayan is made for. Challenges with Himalayan was, one, after 2 years, it again started showing that real Royal Enfield issues of a different sound from the chain side, from the engine side. more vibration after 2 years, more issues like rust and other issues related to it. Again, managing that 200 kg, the weight is not at all equally or properly distributed. So I always find it difficult to manage, especially in slow traffic and from parking and to move around from a parking lot. So it takes a lot of energy to manage that bike on a day-to-day run. So eventually what happens is, for a small usage, I will not take that bike from the garage. Rather, I'll take one of the scooter and I will go for my smaller work. So that bike I rode only 10,000 kilometers in 2 years. Clearly says that it was taken only when I am doing a long drive or an off-road drive. Otherwise, the bike was just idle at the garage. From there, I started moving to cycling, then took a 1.5 years break from your bikes. But you know that rider's bug will always bite you, so you cannot keep riding away from your mind and soul, because you are a rider. And Royal Enfield was in my blood, because that was the dream bike which you bought after you got the job, and your first bike. And imagine you are using that one first bike for 12 years. And but you will understand, somebody used a bike for 12 years, quickly changed in every 2 years to 500 and to Himalayan, and then quit riding. Then that search went, it actually ended when Meteor was launched. I went and did a test drive in Royal Enfield showroom in Cochin, and excellent bike, almost nil vibration when compared to my 500 or Himalayan, and good riding posture, everything, and first impression is great. So I have decided to buy in next 6 months. Then just to compare, I have a habit of comparing everything in that range before making any purchase, whether it's a mobile phone or a car or a bike, anything, which is a good thing to do. Like if you're planning to spend 2 lakh plus, you just find and experience everything that you can get in that price and decide what you want to buy. So I just went to do a test drive at Honda, Big Wing Honda. I knew somebody at Cochin, Big Wing Honda. So I went and met the GM, and he arranged a test drive, even though they were just starting the showroom. And it actually changed my mind only because of the comfort that bike gave to me. So I am not saying anything bad about Enfield, because Enfield always have that feel and classic touch and that family feel attached to it. But when I drove this bike, there are 3 things which actually made me buy this bike compared to Meteor. One is the brand Honda have that reliability, where I have decided that I don't want to change my bike more frequently now. I want to use it at least for next 8 or 10 years. So I wanted a bike which is rock solid. So this is a fully metal bike, and you can see that any of Japanese metal bikes, even after 20-30 years running without any issue, you take your CD100, RX100, RD350, any bikes you compare, if you see the fiber bikes, it will maximum is 10 or 15 years, where your metallic bikes from Japan last for lifetime. So that is one reason why I chose Honda over a Royal Enfield. Second thing is, I wanted a family bike. So if I have to take my kid, if I have to take my wife, my mother, a cruiser is not always a great choice for that. Cruiser is great if you are traveling alone or with 1 pillion and you are on long highways, but not great when I am in a traffic situation, when I am trying to navigate through the city traffic. So I wanted a bike which is more family friendly. And the third thing is, what will happen after 2 years or 4 years? So even after using 12 years in that old 350, I never had any major issues. Yes, you have to do that full overhauling of that bike, but that goes without saying for any old 350. But the niggling issues I have faced with Himalayan or my Bullet 500 is something which actually made me think that why I should again go for an Enfield, where I'm not sure whether the smoothness, fit and finish will last after 2 years. And the warranty period I was getting is say 4 years plus, where I am getting 6 years of warranty from Honda, which is a huge difference, because nowadays company warranty and roadside assistance, these two makes your life much easier when you want to maintain a vehicle, whether it's a bike or a car. So these were the 3 factors which helped me to decide whether I should go for a Meteor or Honda CB350. Okay, so now the question is, from Meteor to Honda CB350, the looks and the first impression is always great for a Meteor. I still agree that the first look and that peppy cruiser feel is always there with a Meteor. Designing is awesome. The seat choices, the windshield, foot pegs, customization is great. I'm not getting any of this on my Honda. I am still struggling to get a mud flap, still struggling to get a genuine windscreen, not available. Living with it. But this gives me a more flexible seating position, because cruiser will have a fixed seating position. In a city bike, you can always have a different seating positions. And when I am raving at 80, 90 or even hundreds, wherever it is allowed, it is just butter. It is not making any issues. There are a lot of people comparing that a Meteor or an Enfield you can take from 40 in the 5th gear up to the top speed. But always say that CB don't have a 5th gear. It's a 4-gear bike with a 5th gear as an overdrive. So if you try 4th gear from 38, 30, 40 plus onwards up to 120, you will go without any issue. And any of the speed after 60, if you want to maintain, just move to 5th gear and keep on cruising. Overtaking always happens with a downshift. You cannot do that. But you will not feel that you are changing the gear, because your clutch is almost like there is no clutch. You don't feel that effects there. So from a RE user for 17 years, when I have moved to Honda Highness, the first answer I give to my friends when they ask me is, now I feel like I am riding a brand new old 350 Bullet of 1980 with better power, better technology and better design. But it gives me the feel. So, you know, when you do a test drive is like a blind date and you are trying to fix a marriage. You may not get the complete feel with just one test drive. So always try to ask feedback from somebody who is using and owning that bike or that car. So whenever you are buying, please call up the previous customers or go to the showroom and meet somebody who is there at the service station in the showroom and ask their feedback directly. They will give you the real feedback about any of these new bikes. So always keep that feel, and the feedback of the bikers when you are with the bike, how it has been behaving with you as a part of your own body. So with this, I think I am able to give you a comparison of all my previous RE experience with CB. So one thing, if I have to talk about CB, one challenge I may face with CB is non-availability of proper additional accessories, and I have decided not to use any this shop-made accessories, which is actually not suitable with Honda's beautiful design. And another challenge I am facing with this is the visibility with the mirrors, probably because I was using convex mirrors till now in most of the bikes, but these are plain mirrors. So basically you will not see objects in the mirror are much closer than it appear, because it's a normal mirror. So I think many people complain that the length is less, but I feel it's not because of the length, it is because of the glass they have used. But the advantage is that you get a real time, real distance view on your rear view mirrors. So if you can get used to it, I have even bought a convex mirror attachment, but it was really disturbing for me. I have removed it. So I am getting used to this mirror, which gives me the correct feedback. Okay, one thing about Honda which you have to understand is the neatness of its build. So which I am trying to show you at different points. So if you see the bike engine side, you don't see any clutter, no extra wires, nothing is hanging around. Your bolts and nuts used are almost, inside the engine cabinet. You cannot see anything popping out from the engine. And this part is my most favorite, because we don't have that L-shaped, odd-looking footrest attachment. This is a very beautifully done footrest attachment. And something about the detailing of its make is where the front brake setup. I just want to show you that. Instead of a traditional straight pipe from the front brake lever to the brake pads, they have clearly made a nice attachment here where the pipe from top is connected to a metallic connector, and it neatly sends the pipe down to the brakes. It's not a straight pipe attachment, so it gives more flexibility and obviously more durability for the brake pipes. So even after doing so much of talking and checking on the bike, still the question remains, should I go for a CB350 or a Meteor or a upcoming classic 350 new generation? So answer is with you only, because no one can give you the answer unless you go and do extensive test drives. Yes, CB350 is a long-term use family bike which is easy to take you around in the city, and at times if you want to go out on a long journey in the highway, it's a perfect companion for you. And other bikes, they have their own specialities. Go and check it out. And decision is always yours. Never go with anybody who is giving you gyan online, offline, or through any other means. Always listen to your mind and decide your bike as per your requirement and your sense of happiness. All the best.